Sha'carri Richardson arrested for DV. Now, I want to play the news clip of them talking about this. This lady was charged with 4th-degree DV assault on her boyfriend. Honestly, y'all, I had no idea Sha'carri had a boyfriend. I mean, I didn't know. You know, some people were speculating that, you know, she didn't really go for men, that she went for girls. That's alleged. I had no idea. I didn't know she had a boyfriend. But we find out that she does have one. He is in the same field as she is. They both are athletes. And she's charged with 4th-degree DV assault. I want to play the clip of what she's actually charged for and what happened. And I have a clip of him kind of, you know, defending her in a sense. He's not pressing charges or anything like that. He kind of defends her in all of this. But I want to give my thoughts on it, and I want you guys to chime in on this as well. So make sure you chime in. Make sure you're hitting the like button as you come to the building, y'all. That definitely helps out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the clip for Sha'carri, and I want you guys to chime in the comments below.
Olympic gold medalist and Dallas native Sha'carri Richardson has been arrested for alleged domestic violence in Washington state. Documents say that she pushed and then threw a pair of headphones at her boyfriend following a heated argument, and that went down at SeaTac International Airport.
New tonight, Dallas native and Olympic gold medalist Sha'carri Richardson is facing possible legal trouble. Police arrested her Sunday afternoon at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. They say she allegedly assaulted her boyfriend, fellow Olympian Christian Coleman, during an argument. According to the police report, Coleman did not want to participate in the investigation. Richardson was booked into jail and released on Monday.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she has, like, things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if, like, I don't try to look at obstacles either. Like, I just look at, like, situations like this to just, like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And like, and I hate the narrative too of just like, you know what I'm saying, it's so negative. But like I said, it's just like in the state of Seattle, even talking to the cop or whatever, it was just like, it really was nothing I could do. And just like, I understood. But I mean, like I said, it was just a sucky situation. But
I want to talk about
now before Corey start talking. So, you know, I will say this, he sounds like a nice guy. He sounds like a nice guy. But I think these types of guys are the ones who get this type of treatment. Let's be honest. These are typically the type of men who end up being in relationships with women who take advantage of them, who try these types of things, because he seems like a nice guy. He doesn't want to press charges because that's his girlfriend. And he doesn't see the big picture, and he's just a nice guy. He doesn't want to retaliate or anything like this. But this is why these types of guys get treated this way. See, a dude who is not going to deal with that, and he's going to respond immediately or let you know, hell, don't pull that ish with me. These women don't try those type of men. They know what type of men to try this on. And then the fact that a lot of men who deal with DV, they don't report it. They don't talk about it. They don't want to be a victim. I understand that, but y'all got to understand that this is part of the reason why women get away with this type of behavior. Now, if he would have defended himself against her, he would have automatically went to jail. And some people are already still trying to defend her in this situation. But thank goodness there are a lot of people, women included, who are not defending her behavior. They're like, no, keep your hands to yourself. You know, so there's split views on this, but it is a one-sided deal when it comes to women putting their hands on men versus men putting their hands on women. And I always say, keep your goddamn hands to yourself. If you don't want to be hit back, do not hit anybody. Have some discipline and some control within yourself to keep your hands to yourself. And this is unfortunately a big issue when it comes to women. Women like to always talk about domestic violence when it comes to men, but they don't talk about them when they're being aggressive and abusive to the men. because you think, oh, as a woman, you can't hurt him. Still, that is disrespectful and demeaning to put your hands on somebody, to mush somebody upside the head and push them or do whatever. You wouldn't want nobody to do that to you. So think of how you would feel if a man was manhandling you and pushing you and disrespecting you. You wouldn't like it. So why do women think that it's okay to do that to men? I don't understand it. And see, some men don't tolerate it, but see, they don't fool with them. Because you know, if he knock your head in between the washer and dryer, you think about putting your hands on those types. You know, I remember this woman said in the video, she was like, yeah, women talk about putting their hands on men, but they don't really do that to a man that are really, you know what I mean, who you know, has a short fuse and don't care about going to jail. You don't fool with them, but you fool with the nice ones who you know gonna defend you, who's not gonna press charges, and you just you exert that aggressive behavior onto these types of men because you know they're gonna deal with it. But if y'all start pressing charges, start saying, nah, she did this, recording them, oh, they ain't gonna have no recourse. Then they're gonna have to be held accountable. So I think a lot of men play into this thinking, oh, well, you know, whatever, it's gonna be okay. It's not. I bet you eventually they break up because after a certain amount of time, you just can't deal with that. You can't deal with somebody being abusive, just like a woman can't deal with an abusive man. You think a man is going to sit here and be able to mentally tolerate you putting your hands on him and demeaning him and disrespecting him? Nobody should have to deal with that. Nobody. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Let's continue.
Sha'carri Richardson. But are you aware of what Sha'carri Richardson did? So this woman was in the airport with her boyfriend, who was also a track and field star. They got into a disagreement. She tried to get him arrested in the airport. And the only reason she didn't get him arrested, because when you're in the airport, everything's under surveillance.
Right.
So when the police looked at what happened, they arrested her. Exactly. Where you try and get the male that's with you in trouble with the authorities because you know most of the time you have leverage over the male when you say something's wrong.
Exactly. And that's just what I was saying. She believe all women. You could, as a woman, you could just say, oh, he hit me. Oh my God, he's been abusive for years. And they automatically believe you. So at the airport, when this went down, there were cameras. So they saw what happened. So they automatically went and arrested her. But if there were no cameras, he would be handcuffed and going to jail while she crying and playing the victim. Let's continue.
I don't like people who do that in this society.
Did y'all see that situation with Christian Coleman and Sha'carri Richardson? So I guess they was in somebody's airport and Sha'carri Richardson was acting a plum fool. Child, so she ended up getting arrested on DeeDee charges and Christian Coleman came out basically just like, oh, she's a good person. Oh, she's a human being. She didn't deserve to get arrested, this, that, and forth. So I'm reading through the comments because I'm like, what even happened? Like, what made her put her hands on him or whatever? So somebody was like, he cheated. And somebody was like, basically he deserved it because he cheated. Since when do grown people put their hands on each other because the other person cheated? What happens to when you find out, you act like an adult and walk off? Why would you cause ruckus in the airport? Do y'all not be seeing these cases that be going on in these airports? You can get banned. You get arrested just, you know, for the disturbing the peace. It's too much going on in the airport. First of all, for the people who have plane anxiety, is too much going on. My heart already beating fast, and now you telling me that y'all over here fighting, and I think it's just a Final Destination stuff. I'm about to change my flight. But it's very weird how some of y'all would support a woman putting their hands on a man, but then when the man do it to a woman, oh no,
right,
Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy to me, the things that people support from one person or one gender and not the other. Right. Keep your motherfucking hands to your motherfucking self.
Facts.
Period. Because if he would have turned around and accidentally hit her in the face after getting hit on.
Right. That's what it would have been. Exactly. I say it all the time. Keep your hands to yourself. Which I say equal rights means equal lefts. You know, but it's an issue. This is why I say there's an issue with self-control in a lot of women. And once again, it's gone unchecked. Because most of society caters to women.